It all started a couple of weeks ago with this Instagram poll. Seems like most of you are interested in investing in German real estate. Problem is just that it's really expensive, right? If you know me, you know that I make stuff happen. And over the last 2 months, a lot of things developed and got even better than I imagined them to be in January when making this poll. Now we're down from €100 to €1 minimum investment. Awesome, right? You wonder what the fuck I'm talking about? We will revolutionize investing in German real estate with a completely new possibility that didn't exist before. How does it work and how do you benefit from that? Here's how. What's up everyone? Welcome to a new video from Perfinex, the #1 English-speaking and independent financial planner in Germany. My name is Axel and today I can finally reveal that we've been working on a new way of investing in properties that will revolutionize the conservative and traditional German real estate market. All you guys keep telling me for years that you would like to invest in German real estate, but there's always at least one of the following challenges you face. You simply don't have the financial situation to buy a property on your own. Because let's face it, real estate in Germany is pretty expensive. The barriers to entry into the real estate investing markets are just pretty high and continue to increase with rising real estate prices. You don't want decommitment. Real estate is a long-term game. Of course you can sell the property quite quickly again, especially given the current market conditions, but you have to wait 10 years in order to enjoy the juicy tax benefits. And there's a lot of other challenges too, like visa issues, that banks only finance 80% without a PR, or they don't finance at all if you have a blue card. Some banks don't finance if you don't speak sufficient German to understand the German financing contract. All kinds of hurdles are in the way between you and your dream of investing in German real estate. Well, my job is to solve problems and to create exciting investment opportunities for you so you can improve your financial future. So what if I told you that there is one solution to all these problems here, and it's called tokenization. Tokenization allows us to invest in real estate cheaper, easier and more liquid than ever before. Here's how it works. Let's say we have this property right here that is super interesting from an investment perspective. Problem is that it costs a couple of millions and none of us could afford it individually. Well, how about we buy the property together and split it among us so everyone gets a share? This way we solve the money issue, which is good. Problem is, the German land registry doesn't allow hundreds of people as owners of one property. And even if one of us wanted to cash out, we have to go to the notary every time to change the land registry. So the liquidity issue remains. With the years or decades you have to commit your money into that. Well, how about we create a new company together that has only one purpose: purchasing the property for us and holding it. A special purpose entity. Land registry problem solved, because now the property is owned 100% by this special purpose entity. Now instead of making that special purpose entity public, so you can trade it on a regular stock exchange, which would cost millions and take ages, we split that company and issue security tokens that represent a percentage of the special purpose entity, and therefore a percentage of the property that we all wanted to buy in the first place. Let's say the property is worth €1 million. Then we offer 1 million security tokens for €1. As these security tokens represent a legal claim against that special purpose entity, just like a stock or a bond does, you own a share of that property with your security token, get a share of the rental income, and the resale value if we eventually sell that property, which all of us could decide together, democratically. Everyone who owns these security tokens could vote what to do with the property. And if 50% want to sell it, we do it and split the sale price equally among all these 1 million security tokens that were part of that property. With security tokens, we combine the advantage of raising money in the private capital markets, like banks, with the liquidity offered by public capital markets, stock exchanges. Because you can trade these security tokens on the blockchain 24/7 for virtually no costs. Now, very important. When I mention the blockchain, some of you might think of crypto, NFTs, the next coin with no real value behind it. Has nothing to do with that. We are talking about security tokens here that give you a legal claim against that special purpose entity, now and in the future. So you have a legal claim against your share of the rental income, a legal claim against your share of the selling price, meaning you directly participate as if you were the real owner of that property. We just have to do this with the company around the property because German land registry doesn't allow to tokenize assets directly. Yet, and probably in the foreseeable future. Germany is just not that digital. Yet. But we're trying the best we can. Luckily, we don't need to wait, because that company framework with the special purpose entity around the property makes the whole investment better actually. Why is that? Well, let's compare investing in real estate as a private investor versus investing in real estate with a company. Let's start with the amount of property we can purchase first. All of us together with a security token structure can purchase just a lot more property than each of us individually. And let me tell you that the return of a whole building worth millions is a whole lot better than the return of a single flat inside that building. And it's more plannable too, because we're the owner of the complete property. We can do whatever the we want. No owners association, WEG, that tells us what to do. We can do what's best for all security token holders. When a private investor buys a property, he always has to pay ground purchasing tax. That is anything from 3.5% up to 6.5% on top of the property price, depending on the German state you're buying in. That's a lot of money. If we talk about buying entire buildings, up to 65,000 euros for every million in property that we buy. Companies can buy properties in a so-called share deal instead of an asset deal like the private investor, meaning a company doesn't have to pay these ground purchasing taxes when buying a property. Better return and tens of thousands of euros saved already. But wait, there's more. When a private investor generates rental income, how is that income taxed? With up to 45% income tax, just like income from work. A company will never ever pay 45% in tax. A company pays 30% in tax only. A regular company, that is. If the only purpose of a company is to hold assets and not do any form of real commercial activity, like our special purpose entity, the company doesn't have to pay trade tax. Our special purpose entity has to pay 15% corporate tax only. Private investors pay up to 45% in tax on rental income. We pay 15% with the security tokens. Just this easy, we save 30% in tax that allows us to pay more money to you investors. What if a private investor sells a property again? After 10 years, he can sell it completely tax-free. Pretty nice, right? A company can sell a property tax-free after just 6 years, when certain conditions are met that are too detailed for that video. Our tax advisor is also currently clarifying if you could sell your security tokens tax-free after 1 year because they're digital assets just like cryptocurrencies. We'll keep you updated on that one. The private investor can sell his property to other private investors or homeowners. We can sell our entire building also to private investors. Pretty wealthy one, but those people exist. If the security token holders vote, we can sell also to wealth management companies, family offices, real estate funds, pension funds, all kinds of institutional investors with deep pockets. So the likelihood to achieve a higher resale value is also higher for our security tokens. And lastly, the private investor can write off 2% depreciation of his investment property. A company can write off, again under certain conditions, 3% of the property value, 50% more than the private investor. That is another 10,000 euros more tax benefits every single year for the company for every 1 million in property that we buy. Investing in real estate as a company is all around the board better than investing in real estate as a private person. But you need volume to make it worth it. Don't start with that company effort with a 200,000 euro flat. Costs you would have would be higher than the benefits. We will buy properties for at least 1 million. better even 2 million, to maximize the benefits that you're seeing here and to decrease the costs and the effort of founding the special purpose entity and tokenizing it. Now, some of you might say,
"But Axel, something like this exists already. You are not revolutionizing."
Well, not really. Let's compare our security tokens with other alternatives to see why they're better than anything else that exists on the market today. Traditional real estate investing has a lot of requirements that mostly come from the bank. We talked about it already in the beginning of the video. At least here you are the legal owner, meaning you also get a full return and enjoy full legal safety. The downside is just the high taxation and the liquidity that doesn't really exist with finding a buyer, notary meetings, etc. All these real estate funds, real estate ETFs, real estate investment trusts have much less requirements than the traditional way of investing in real estate. But still, some require at least 10,000 euros to join. You as the investor are certainly not the legal owner there, and they are certainly not sharing all the profit with you. Safety is highly dependent on the exact investment product. Given all the scams that happen in the real estate business, let's just say it's probably not that high. Taxation is mostly 25% capital gains tax, and liquidity is much better than in the traditional way. As long as the stock market is open, you can trade your shares. Some real estate funds can take at least a week to sell. Now, what about all these internet platforms that exist? Requirements are very low, starting sometimes at 10 euros. The real legal owner is the problem here. With all that P2P, investors are the absolute last who would see their money if shit hits the fan. Return can be pretty nice, but given the safety is the lowest of all alternatives you see here, you are not getting nearly enough return for the risk that you're taking. And some platforms share only 80% of the profits with investors. Liquidity is also an issue for most of these platforms that don't allow you to sell again. What about our security tokens? Requirements is 1 euro and a European bank account that is part of SEPA, the Single Euro Payments Area. With your euro, you are the legal owner of the special purpose entity and therefore the property. That's why we're distributing the profits with you. How do we make money then? We keep skin in the game, so you as a security token investor can be sure we are only buying good properties because our goals are aligned with your goals. Just like with our Fidelity community investing, in which our compensation is linked to your investment success. Because of your legal claim against the special purpose entity, safety is as high as it gets for you investors. Before we get something, you would get your money. Taxes are as low as possible in Germany. With 15%, a third of the taxes a private investor would pay. And liquidity is as high as possible because you can trade the security tokens 24/7. Small disclaimer. When we start with the platform, there will probably not be a lot of liquidity when just 1, 2 or 3 different security tokens exist. Liquidity will come over time with more security tokens and more investors. What are the next steps and how can you participate? Please comment if you're interested in these real estate security tokens. As of right now, I could still stop and cut my losses. I need your help to make that work. So if you're nice to me and give constructive feedback in the comments, we'll be nice to you and share a discount code for you guys from our YouTube community. Because you guys make this possible. Imagine that all of us could buy millions in properties together in just a couple of weeks from now, because I publish videos online in which I speak the truth. This world is incredibly cool. Please also ask all the questions that you have in the comments. We can answer them together in a live stream in the next weeks. Maybe even together with the property developers that we kickstart the platform with, if you guys are interested to see that. You can also check out GermanReal.Estate for updates. Thanks to you guys, I was able to found Perfinex GmbH last year. You helped me with that. Now let's bring real estate investing in Germany to a completely new level.